Alrighty, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Low Elo Legends on a terrifyingly open map. We have Francisco MF Des 86 over here. I'm going to guess that this person is named Francisco and was born in 1986. Just a wild guess. And Francisco is up against Tuds. And Tuds has just finished the houses, and Tuds is playing as the Burgundians. Now, I noticed that Tuds has played a fair amount with the Franks and the Burgundians. This person has around 100 games, does dabble in some team games as well, but in 1v1s likes to play with the Franks and the Burgundians, so probably likes to place a lot of farms, probably likes good economy, and probably likes stable units. And then in the red, you've got Francisco playing as the Huns, and the thing about Huns is Huns is one of the most classic civilizations ever. If you're an old fart, maybe born in 93 like me, or 90 like many of my viewers, or 86 like Francisco here, and you have experience on the game, you probably played a lot with the Huns. They don't have to build houses. He's now going out here for his mill. That's nice. And not having to build houses is nice. You can flood knights just as good as any other civ. Also go for cav archers. It's just a fun civilization to play as. Now, recently, and I actually think this was a good move from the devs turned Arabia into King of the Desert Arabia. The problem is King of the Desert Arabia is freaking brutal. And so I think for Lowy the Legends, there's no way they're going to be able to play safe against any aggression. So defense is going to be the best form of offense for them. I mean, look at this map. Woof! Everything's exposed. Everything's just nonsense. So these guys are going to have some adapting to do. But what's funny is, at this elo, we might not see any aggression at all. By the way, blue, villagers are really important. I would love it if you would make some villagers right now. Tuds. Ah, he's answering a work call. Oh, I forgot. He's a responsible gamer. There you go. He's like, hey, boss, can I call you back in 3 hours? His boss was like, 3 hours? That's a long time. He's like, yeah, I'm finishing up on that project you told me to do. Like, what? The one that's supposed to take a week? Yeah, I'll have it done in 3 hours. Yeah, he really is just going to be gaming. And he had to take the call. He took the call. He's good now. And let's see if his APM actually dipped there. Oh, yeah. Answering the phone, most definitely. Most definitely. He was not doing anything for a couple seconds. He gets back to the computer. He drops his lumber camp, starts to chop his wood. I'm curious on if he will research the wood upgrade in Dark Age, because Burgundians can do that. And over here, whoa, holy, okay. This is a build order if I've ever seen one. So I would like to call Red's current build order the reactionary build order, okay? So I've casted a lot of Lowy the Legends, and some players will try and do the whole balance thing, which you eventually want to shoot for. Like, certain amount on sheep, then a certain amount on wood, certain amount on berries, certain amount on gold and stone. A lot of them try that, and then it doesn't end up being perfect. Red, he does everything at once. Notice this? Look, he proves my point. Goes to berries with all of his vills, and then he says, I want to take the elephant. And then he goes elephant with all of his vills. And then, when he finishes the elephant, what's he going to do? He's going to go back to the berries with all of his vills. Maybe this is because he couldn't find his goats. Maybe that was the issue, because it seems like he's out of goats. He has the goats here. He spent a lot of time scouting over here, not elsewhere in his base, which is part of the problem. So you have 13 villagers as part of the group. These are the cool kids, all right? These are the cool kids in school. And then you've got the one lonely villager over here who has to do this job all on her own. Okay, Red, what's the plan? You finished your elephant? Don't tell me you're going to go feudal. Whoa, calculated, baby. Calculated, 16 pop feudal. I mean, it just added up, right? Just got to 500 food. And Red is individually selecting each vill and sending them over to the proper bush. Look at this attention to detail. You get a job, you get a job. Okay, you guys get a job, and what do you get? What's your job, lady? No job? Okay, oh, wait, she's gonna go. Ah, yes, because we have to finish the straggler trees because they honestly just look bad. They just look bad. All right. Very cute gameplay from red so far. I'm a big fan of red. What's blue up to? Blue didn't get the wood upgrade. So blue might not know that or maybe just forgot about it. And blue just has the much better start here. There's no other way to say it. Going to feudal age fast isn't going to give red much. Also against Burgundians, you know, they could have the feudal age eco upgrades already, which makes it tricky if you have to spend the food to go there. Remember, the very big thing is that as we have a barracks from red, maybe he'll be aggressive. The very big thing about Age of Empires 2, which I think separates it from other RTS games. I honestly shouldn't make this statement because I don't know as much about other RTS games as probably you do. But when you advance to the next age, you're idling your TC. So it's tricky because that in and of itself is a very important strategy decision. He's in feudal, but he's 5 vills behind because blue has stayed in Dark Age, continuing to create vills. Normally, if you don't gain some benefit from rushing this fast to the next stage, you're just going to feel some hurt with your eco. And we'll look just to show you. And you can see economically behind in wood, behind in food, just because there just hasn't been as many vills. Okay, so Francisco makes it to feudal. Is going to get the wheelbarrow upgrade. Is also going to gold. I feel like this could be a potential archer play. Also could just be that red felt like going to gold. It's hard to know if this was planned or if it just felt right. Over here you've got blue, and blue is now on the way to feudal age. Okay, and blue gets the wood upgrade and the farm upgrade now. And blue says we need houses. And blue is going to stack those houses up. Not bad. Coffee90 says, a Lel stream from last year was the first time I saw AoE2 in 10 years. I remember thinking the level was so high and they were 750 elo. That's great. I mean, it makes sense, right? The average player who's ever played Age of Empires 2 was significantly worse than this. And I'm not saying this is bad. This is normal, I would say. But majority of players only play against AIs. Majority of players do not play ranked or even online. And also, back in the day, people's zoom levels were insane. Did you guys ever play at this zoom level? This is what it looked like. Just like, okay, gonna click to the farm, go over here, click. And some people still might play at that zoom level. The red just drops a tower there. Nowadays, I feel like it's the opposite thing. When I go to Loey the Legend streams, I see a lot of this. And, you know, you see them try and select units and make mistakes all the time because people have big monitors nowadays. And so there's a lot of zoom. Maybe not this, that's excessive, but a lot of this happens. It can be hard to be as technical on some things. Oh my goodness, Magyar Hussar with more stars. Thank you. He says, hey T90. If you decide to do a T90 versus fans, can I join? Definitely, Magyar Hussar. Thank you. And also, oh, you said the same message again. Thanks for the stars, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So blue has a plan, and I'm terrified for Francisco because I'm a big fan of the movie Elf, and I too agree that Francisco is just fun to say. Francisco. There's a stable here for red, so I'm thinking maybe we'll see a scout. Red Scout is just scouting the map. This is Auto Scout for you. Which is actually fascinating because it doesn't look like Auto Scout prioritized the right corner, so I don't know if they made changes to that. He has blue with the blacksmith already, with the stable. Lots of farms. But only working with... Oh, no, I lied. Sorry, we're going to have the Castle Age wood upgrade already in. But it does not bode too well for red. I feel like Burgundians are a very fun civ to play for newer players, but also a very strong civ for newer players because they can just spam eco upgrades. And rushing to Castle Age is normally not a thing anyways, so the longer you're in feudal, the better it is for Burgundians versus another civ. Ron Burgundy is more fun to say. Yeah, but we don't have that in the game, so I can't make that joke. Second stable here. So, when I think Burgundians, I think Cavalier and Castle Age. But blue is getting a lot of upgrades right now and making a second stable. We'll have to see if blue wants to go for scouts. Almost looks like red scouted the stable and is now prepping defensive spears. That's good reactionary play if so. Okay, red over here. Gonna mine some stone, probably for more towers. And at 18 minutes, I think red is about to take elephant number 2. Like red finally scouted this, and red says, I need the food. So there we go. There's a scout just moving around, not attacking or anything. Blue's going to go for the Great Wall of Burgundia. The Great Wall of Burgundia. Oh, God, you guys should unsubscribe right now. I'm an idiot. And I guess, honestly, red might be able to make it to Castle Age pretty quickly. Once that food comes in, red should have the food and the gold and the buildings to go up. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Ah, Ron Burgundian, I see. So do you guys want to hear something that's kind of funny? So when the Burgundians came out and the Flemish Revolution was being complained about heavily, I thought it'd be funny to make a video, title it Ron Burgundian, and do like a news skit. And so I bought a Ron Burgundy outfit and everything. I bought a wig, I bought the suit, I bought everything. I just never got around to doing it. I actually thought about doing something like that. I thought it'd be really funny. So blue has armor and blue has scouts. Kayeth, and I understand that. That's why I said I'm stupid when I made the comment. Okay, elephant's almost finished. Red on the way to Castle Age. So for blue, you're going to be fairly safe. Wait a second. 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 I want to bring this up because in a recent YouTube video, I mentioned the whole stone wall in the back, palisade wall in the front thing. And I saw some comments from people that maybe make me understand this. But I need to talk about it now because I'm passionate about this. Chat, if you had to guess why they stonewall the back and they palisade wall the front, what would your thought process be? See, what I said was, I don't understand it because this is the more important area and you want to wall the more important areas with stone. However, and Kyle's saying it now in chat, it clicked with me when I saw the comments. Yes, because they won't be able to get there as quickly as they can get to the front. Because they're closer to reacting to the front, so they stonewall the back.
Bonjour.
Crazy. Okay. So you guys agree. I didn't think about that until some people said it, and then it clicked with me. Okay, so red, speaking of clicking, red is just clicking everything. We're going to go, okay, we'll get some skirms. Archers seem fun too. We'll get bloodlines, because that seems really cool. It's kind of got a saddle on it. We can saddle up and get ready for the attack. We make some spearmen now. We don't really know what the enemy's going to do, so let's just have a little bit of everything here. And let's just wait. And yeah, see, look, you have stone wall on the sides. I love that. I mean, you could also just send 1 or 2 villagers to stone and stonewall everything, but man, that's a lot of resources for blue. Blue is either working up the courage to attack or is not going to attack until the walls are finished. I'm unsure. I agree. Blue's walls are pretty good. This is maybe a little too close to the gold, but considering how bad this map is, I think these walls are really good from blue. This goes to show you, if you have time, you can make any map work. And what's the plan here for red after arriving to Castle Age? Red seems to play more defensive despite playing more open. You would think that the player with walls would play more defensive. No, red's just making a little bit of everything, and I think wants to go for a defensive castle. Blue maybe could consider Castle Age at some point, just an idea. And blue even checking to see if there's holes in the wall by clicking outside the wall. That's pro level stuff. And I think it dawned on blue and said, okay, and there's the stone gate. Okay, I must be walled now, so I am safe. Mods, if you could just take care of the person who thinks this is a good place to promote their channel, that'd be great. And Blue is going to run in with scouts here in a second. Not closer to reacting, but you miss a lot of attacks to this elo. You don't look at the front more often. Yeah, that makes sense. Or you do look at the front more often, right? Like, if you get attacked on the front, you're gonna probably see that. Whereas on the back, you just forget about this. That guy did yesterday as well. It's the same person? Really? How bold. Honestly, it's not even like... As long as it's not like a spam link, it's literally just a YouTube channel. We can just forget about it. Everyone can say nice channel right now. No, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. All right, we're going to have husbandry. We're going to have knights. And Red sees something over here. Oh, he sees him. He sees him. He's going to get him. He's going to get him. Oh, no, that's scary. He's not going to get him. And Blue runs away. Blue runs away. Okay. Wondering if we're going to see a second town. We are going to see a second town center for Red. And honestly, that's a really good TC spot. I like to see even a third over here on this wood line because he's almost out of this wood line. We see archer ranges now for Blue. I think this is Blue adapting, so I have to give Blue credit here. I think Blue saw the spearman and says, oh boy, I need a counter to spearman. And maybe we'll go for something like archers now. This feels like Blue's resources are so much higher, though. It's just the way he played this game. A lot more on food. A lot more on golden wood. Plus the eco upgrades. He's had Castle Age economy. It's stronger than the Castle Age economy that Red has right now. Rathador says, do you guys ever delete your scout at the start when you try and type good luck, have fun? What? Like you try and delete something that you're typing and you delete your scout? I have actually deleted my town center with something like that. Like I was typing and I pressed enter and started typing and then I accidentally canceled out of the chat and I had my TC selected when I tried to delete. So that happened to me one time. You change your delete hotkey in the game. You know, that's something that's interesting because I feel as though deleting is very inconvenient if you use the delete hotkey, but I never got around to changing my delete key. Okay, Blue says we need elite skirms. And Blue clicks elite skirm and then queues up a bunch of skirms. This archer range, however, no skirms. But this archer range, this is the working archer range. Okay, so it could be a little better there for Blue. And honestly, now that Red has been producing vills out of 2 TCs, I mean, not all the time, but most of the time, Red is catching up here, and Red has more army. So Francisco over here, not doing too bad. I really like the TC approach from him. If nothing else, just to protect your eco, I think it's strong. I recently got a new laptop, and my delete key has moved. It causes problems. Oh, there's nothing worse than getting a new keyboard and then trying to play an RTS game. Woo! Yeah, that's always so tricky. Like, I've switched through quite a few keyboards in my time, and it always takes a little bit of time to adapt. That's why Dowd has the same keyboard that he had 15 years ago. Guys, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, everyone else has gamer keyboards. Like new Logitech stuff, Corsair. I don't even know all the brands. But, you know, like $120, $150 gaming keyboards. They clickety-clack. It's mechanical. It's much easier to move and clean. And everything's perfect. Dowd legitimately has a keyboard that looks like he got it for free when he bought his computer in the early 2000s. I really wish we would have taken a picture of it. And I told Dowd, I was like, what was it that I said? Anyways, I mentioned that it was really dirty. And he was like, why would I ever need to clean it? And I was just like, oh, God. Keyboards get so messy, especially if you spend so much time. At least for me, it does. It was gross, dude. But it's also, it's so Dowd. It is so unbelievably Dowd to still be using the same keyboard after 15 years. It fits him. It probably had Dell on it. I hope I'm not making fun of people, but You know how you get the Dell keyboard and the Dell mouse with the ball wheel? I actually need to ask Dad about his mouse. He probably has a mouse that doesn't have a wheel on it. That's a little too ancient, but still. Wow, Red. Pumping out those vills right now. Okay. Oh, there's a clip? Oh, someone posted the clip. I can't watch that right now, but yeah. Double university for Francisco. He wants his people to be extra smart. We are at a point where we could see a defensive castle for Francisco. And maybe we'll see murder holes and ballistics. What are the chances we see heated shot in this game, guys? I still have my Dell speakers from 12 years ago on my last PC. These speakers I don't see quite as bad, because I'm not one who's really nitpicky on audio quality with Age of Empires. Like, for me, I'm like, who gives a crap? My headphones, people always make fun of me for this, but I have $8 clip-on headphones. I don't actually use a headset like a lot of people do. And the reason I do that is because they're comfortable, but also I can hear myself speak. It's a big problem for me if I cannot hear myself speak while I'm trying to cast. It's really tough for me for some reason. 0 kills, 0 deaths. We have a castle here for Red. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It does protect some resources. And Red has just been sitting back. There are modern-day headsets that play your audio into your headset, so you can hear yourself talk, but that also never feels right to me. Yo, what's up, Kenan? Welcome, welcome, man. Thank you. Imp! We have Imp for Francisco. This is a close one, guys. This is going to come down to commitment on army production and commitment on upgrades. And right now, Red has not even shown me that he knows a blacksmith exists. Oh, God, bad timing. I'm sorry, I yelled. But I was genuinely shocked that he made a blacksmith. Whereas Blue has full Castle Age armor and attack on his cav. And he does have some upgrades on his ranged units as well. I think Blue went forward and saw Red's army and thought, oh God, he's going to attack me. Let's defend. But in reality, Red was defending from Blue. So they're both really scared of each other right now. But okay, we have murder holes, as expected. We have ballistics and masonry. All very relevant technologies. Masonry gives more HP to buildings. Ballistics allows the castles, towers, or any ranged units to not miss their shots. And murder holes means the units can go underneath the castle. Or if units go underneath the castle from the enemy, they still get attacked. No relics. That is a shocker to me. I feel like there's always one low elo legend that builds a monastery and tries to get relics. Wait, monastery's coming. You ready? Wait for it. Who's going to make a monastery here over the next 60 seconds? Okay, never mind. Blue needs a second building to go up. You go siege workshop, university, or monastery. You need 2 out of those 3, any of them. Or what you could do is you could just go for a castle. Castle kind of means you're good to go there. Marauders on the way here for Red. That allows you to produce Tarkans from stables. I don't really believe that Red knows what that tech does. I think Red just saw it and thought the crown looked cool and then clicked it. We'll know for sure if Red knows what his technologies do if he researches atheism later on. This is the most low elo legend game that we've seen in a while in terms of the fear, you know? Also, Blue is streamlining his army comp towards 2 things with upgrades. Red is going for castles, and he's just made everything. See the scout go down. We have our first blood, ladies and gentlemen. First blood from Red. Red's like, let's make a little bit of skirms, a couple Tarkans, a couple archers, a couple knights, a couple pikemen. Only thing we're really missing would be cav archers, I guess. No blacksmith upgrades for Red. That's painful. Honestly, Blue's army right now would destroy Red. Who cares about the castles? Blue's army with Cavalier would wreck. But I don't think Blue knows that. Even my second Koshtai gaming profile got banned. Yeah, dude, we've had issues with that. I passed the info along. Everyone's giving feedback that the pages are getting sniped. As I told you guys before, I think it's going to be prevalent for maybe the next month or two. And I was told early 2022 there's going to be some rollouts. So, and I don't have specifics. I don't have dates, but nice to have you here nonetheless. Okay. The thing about missing blacksmith upgrades at a low elo is that players will sometimes remember it, but after they lose a really bad fight. Like Red might take a fight and lose it and then say, oh god, how can I do better next time? And then think, oh, the blacksmith. But very rarely do you see it. Like, if Red hasn't researched any yet, very rarely are you going to see anything. Okay, Blue still has not clicked up to the Imperial Age. However, it does have the Imperial Age farm upgrade. Sorry, just gonna fix my mic here. Occasionally, I'll have my mic too low, and I'm leaning down into my mic. I don't know why I don't fix it, because it's really bad for my neck. Yeah, it's weird, Magyar Hussar. It's weird. like you creating a regular Facebook profile called Magyar Hussar is quite clearly like not a person. It's more so a page name, but that's working fine. I actually, some people have embraced the meme at this point. I just go for a new page and a new page and a new page. But thanks for working through it, guys. That's one aspect. Like, as far as the platform goes, I definitely understood how the platform was going to operate and work before showing up here. And I knew the rooms for improvement for this platform, and there's many things. But the one thing I didn't expect was the pages getting sniped. Which is why I literally made a website to explain how to do that if you didn't want to use your first and last name. So some people, I mean, you can still do it. It just becomes kind of frustrating for you guys, I think. Oh, we got a round of upgrades. Heck yeah, let's go. Okay, so we got upgrades. He also has Elite Tarkin. And Elite Tarkin is slightly better than Cavalier. If he gets chain barding, I think Elite Tarkin is slightly better than Cavalier. Mainly what the Tarkin does is it's a Pierce Armor unit. But it's 170 HP. You have 11 base attack. Cavalier is 120 HP with 12 base attack. But because Blue has armor, I think it will be better for Blue. Oh man, this is gearing up for one big fight in the center. Yeah, Red is not producing his Tarkins from the stable. Oh no, he is. I'm blind. Okay, so he knows what Marauders does. I'm so disrespectful. He's even going for a Treb. Look, both armies are waiting on the hill. They both are unaware of the enemies there, but they might sense it. This is sick. 60 army for both, as Red is going to make a castle. And Blue says, I'm an imp. Let's move out. Oh boy. Oh boy. It always backs away. Now, does Red notice this? Oh, Red backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. Now, Blue's turn to back up. Uh-oh, Blue. I don't know about this one, buddy. Seems like kind of a bad fight. Again, Elite Tarkin being in does save Red here a little bit. Either player clicking additional upgrades. Unit control is hard. Attacking is scary. Production, people. This is where you fall back for a second and queue up more units. That's the most important thing. Get more units flowing. Oh, man, it's a big fight. And I don't even know if Red knows he's taking it. Does he know he's taking it? Big fight. Will the Tarkin tankiness pay off here? The Skirms do nothing in this engagement. The Tarkins clearing up. The Cavalier are gone, but Paladin's on the way. Blue, back up. Actually, it was as close a fight as it gets, truthfully. Holy cow. I think because Red was missing the upgrades, Red's having some problems. He's making Knights now, which is so much worse than making Tarkins unless he wants to get upgrades. Holy moly, this is a close game. But Paladin will take these things to 160 HP, 14 base attack, and Paladin will be better than Tarkin. Unless, of course, Blue decides to get a few more upgrades, and then it's going to be closer. Yep, Feudal Age Archers were helping. Blue also could get the final armor upgrade, but having armor over red right now is huge when you've got... You also have to think that blue's castles have ballistics and they have bodkins, so they'll be doing more damage. But also, red is producing out of these 2 forward stables, and Huns do produce faster. And you might be thinking that blue's going to get the relic, but I think this monk is here to heal, people. Yeah, healing up the armies. Blue is going to panic upon seeing the Treb. And red will even get a conversion there. And red, being aggressive here, he will lose the trebuchet, but blue will lose a lot of these cavalier before paladin comes in. Maybe an opportunity for red to make some trebs here and start to push these castles. Look at this. 2 castles from both. This is the battlefield. There's a paladin in there. Kind of. Sort of. Okay, paladin's dead. God, can you imagine the smells in there? They've been in multiple battles. There's no proper way to bathe yourself at this stage. Ah, it must be so gross. And then all the dead bodies. Ugh. And then this poor old monk has to walk in the midst of all the men. Oh god, he's gonna die. He's dead. Tarkans also have a bonus against buildings. However, there's very few attack upgrades. However, they're still elite Tarkans. And that castle is melting. Now, devs need to fix the Tarkan sound. There's no sound. Listen. There used to be a thump, 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 thump. When Tarkans attack, there's no sound. And guys, if you remind me after this cast, I'll actually go report that to the devs, because I never said anything about that. And I feel like that's a really big issue. No, we could maybe fix the team game ladder. We could maybe make it so when you play team games, you don't have to remake your party every time. We could maybe have a conversation about some other civ balances, but I think the most important thing is that when Tarkans attack, there's a thump again. There is a sound for them. There's no thump for me. It's not like it was before. I barely hear them. But they destroy buildings. That is without 2 crucial attack upgrades. He's got +1 attack. He could have +4. Coustier coming out here for blue. Coustier, fine to mix in. More than anything, I think he just needs numbers of paladins. His 50 military is great, but he's got 24 skirms. Skirms do very little. Funnily enough, they actually do a sick amount of damage against Tarkans now because red still doesn't have the armor. And don't tell me red's just going to click that castle. No, 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 no. You did it once. I don't think you're going to be able to do it again. I think going for trebs is probably the smarter play. But my suggestion for red is the suggestion I give you guys all the time. Do not trickle treb. If you're going to show up with trebs and force a reaction from blue, show up with 4. Because he has to react immediately then. Whereas here he can kind of take his time. He knows what's happening. Oh boy. Oh god. All of red's units aren't fighting at the same time. Blue's got more military. He does have the castle fire. He's getting the final armor upgrade for paladin. But he only has 12 paladins here. And so maybe this will end up being fine for red. He also is going to go in with the Tarkans to finish off the castle as blue's repairing, which will actually lead to blue killing the Tarkans. Because the Tarkans are not attacking any of the units. But if the castle goes down, maybe it's worth it. Blue could maybe peel off some of his military to go after the Treb. Looks like the castle will fall down. Down goes the castle. But blue will take the Treb. Red still with a decent amount of Tarkans, I'll tell you. This is a crazy game. No protection for blue on the front. And blue resigns with the population lead. He gives up. He says, I can't do it without the castles. This guy's just going to continue to raid my base. Maybe it's not the biggest surprise to see that the GG is called here, because it is low elo legends, and I feel like one trait that low elo legends have is they resign too early, because life is scary, this game is scary, and that was terrifying. But congratulations to red. I mean, red really just won this game with commitment. He didn't do the best of jobs with his upgrades, but he did get the proper upgrade in Marauders and Elite Tarkin, and Elite Tarkin saved the day. Guys, if he went for Cavalier instead of Elite Tarkin, he would have died, because Cavalier would have 140 HP. It'd have, and I don't know if that HP would be enough, but Tarkin and their tankiness helped him without upgrades. That was crazy. Also, Blue, I think, you made a lot of army, and you could probably see it here. Yeah, Blue made a lot of army, but he wasn't really using it for a while, right? And so he kind of played on to the point where the skirms were useless. Skirms would have been helpful against what he had seen earlier. He probably just expected Red to continue to make pointy boys and archers. That was a game right there. No, that's not true. Captain says Red had no archers, Blue had made 30 skirms. No, that's not true. He did. If you watch the whole game, at one point there were archers and pikemen. The skirms made sense for a time. But Blue resigned there with more army. Like Blue still could have won this game. He had stables with units in queue. He still had plenty of gold. I think that he just looked at this situation and said, I can't push these castles. And raiding wasn't even in the back of his mind, right? Running around the castles wasn't really something he thought of. And it wasn't winning is impossible for me as much as it's going to be too much effort and too much work to possibly push this guy back. And so he ended up tapping out at GG. That was a good one. It was interesting how they both just kind of sat back for a while. I mean, they both even had military, but they just kind of chilled. And there you have Francisco with more wood. Didn't have quite as much food, but it was super close. Had more gold and even had more stone. So Francisco boomed and boomed well. Blue killed Red in so many of those fights. But with Huns, your stables produce faster. And then you could produce the Tarkins out of the stables too. So he was just able to get more numbers and the crucial numbers in the tail end there. Honestly, if Red wasn't using his Tarkins against those castles, if he was only going one treb at a time, I think Blue wins that game. So Tarkins destroying buildings was the game-winning move there, which is sick. I don't know if I've ever said that. I've said that in scenarios, but I've never said that for Louis the Legends before.